Hi students, in this video you are going to learn about computation of income due to the retiring partner. Computation of income due to the retiring partner. Illustration 26 in T.S. Girival's book you can refer. M, N and G were partners in a firm. M, N and G, they are partners in a partnership firm. They are sharing profit and losses in the ratio of 5:3:2. Look at this. It is their existing profit and loss sharing ratio. So you keep it in your mind. Their existing profit and loss sharing ratio is 5:3:2. Isn't it? On 31st March 2016, their balance sheet was entered. They have given a balance sheet. That balance sheet belongs to 31st March 2016 year. Isn't it? Let's discuss about balance sheet. Balance sheet of M, N and G as on 31st March 2016. 31st March 2016. Creditors 55,000. It's a liability. Great liability. Outside liability. Creditor. General reserve. From profit we allot. From profit, which means previous year profit. 2015 year profit. We allotted some amount called reserve to meet out unknown contingencies in the future. You know what is the meaning of unknown contingencies? If any contingencies arise in the future, to meet out that kind of contingencies, we are allotting certain percentage as reserve. That amount is 30,000 rupees. So anyway, the partners, when they are retiring, or if any partner died or deceased, so during the situation, or even if any one partner is admitting, so in all the situation, that general reserve will be split and given to all the partners as per their existing profit and loss sharing ratio. You know very well about it, isn't it? And next one, capital of M, N and G. They have given very clearly their capital. M's capital is 1,50,000 and N's capital is 1,25,000 and the G's capital is 75,000 rupees. So collectively, all together, 3,50,000 rupees capital money for the firm, isn't it? And what are the assets we can discuss? Cash we are having. Cash amount is 40,000 rupees. Cash is 40,000 rupees. We have cash on our hand. Cash in our hand, 40,000 rupees. Debtors 45,000 rupees. It is unrated as 45,000 rupees. From that we deducted the provision for bad debtors. You know what's the meaning of provisions? Very elaborately we have discussed in grade 11 videos. Grade 11 videos. Even in the class for you grade 12 students, I taught you very clearly what is the meaning of provisions and how to find out the provisions and everything. Next, stock. Stock in the firm is 50,000 rupees. We have stock. And machinery 1,50,000 rupees machinery. 1,50,000 rupees. And patents. Patents 30,000 rupees. Patents, you know what is the meaning of patents? Patent is an intangible asset, isn't it? Okay, good. The next one, building. Building is a fixed assets. Amount rupees 1 lakh worthable building we are having. Profit and loss 25,000 rupees. Profit and loss, if they have given in asset side. Asset side means it is net loss. Net loss should be borne by all the partners. Even if it is net profit or net loss, whatever it is, that will be split and given to all the partners as per their existing profit and loss sharing ratio, isn't it? So you have to be very clear in it. So it is net loss. If it is net profit from capital, the net profit will be added. You know, a constructed format: capital or net profit less net loss, and the interest on drawing, interest on capital will be added. This and that. So everything you know how to prepare balance sheet and trading account, profit and loss account, balance sheet, final accounts for the firm or for the business organization. How to prepare, you know very well. This net loss will be entered in asset side. If it is net profit, that will be added along with capital, isn't it? So capital or net profit and net loss will be deducted from capital. So if you are writing in opposite sense also, same only. So net loss will be entered in the asset side. So it is net loss should be distributed to all our partners, including retiring partner, isn't it? Then additional information they have given. So in this information, M is retiring. Who is retiring? Partner M is retiring from the partnership firm on the above date, and it was agreed that On the above date means 31st March 2016. M is retiring, and some additional informations they have given. One by one can discuss. Debtors of rupees 2000 will be written off, which means bad debt is arised for 2000 rupees. It is new bad debts for 2000 rupees, isn't it? And the provision 5% we are going to create on remaining debtors for bad debts. For bad and doubtful debts we are going to create for 5% from remaining debtors. So this we will discuss elaborately. So anyway, you can understand from this information, debtor already available in our balance sheet is 45,000 rupees. 45,000. Can you look at this? 45,000 rupees debtors. After deducted provision, previous year provisions, 40,000 net amount as asset we are having. But now 2,000 rupees is arised to return off the debtors, which is called bad debts. And apart from this 2,000, 5% they are going to create on remaining debtors as bad and doubtful debts. Bad and doubtful debts. Okay, good. The next one, second adjustment is patents will be completely written off. Patents will be completely written off, which means no patent is going to remain. No patent is going to remain. Patent is an intangible asset for the business. But now patent going to completely written off, so it going to become zero balance. So already available patent is how much? 30,000 rupees. Can you look at this? 30,000 rupees patent is. But now the 30,000 rupees going to become zero. So completely going to written off. Machinery and building will be depreciated by 5%. Anyway, machinery and building both are fixed assets. That is going to fall 5%. So 5% we are going to create depreciation on machinery and debtors. So depreciation on machinery and debtor is 5%. You know how to calculate the revaluation account. So this will be debited. Patents, building and machinery, everything will be debited in revaluation account because asset value is decreased, isn't it? The next one, an unrecorded creditor of rupees 10,000 will be taken into account. 10,000 rupees unrecorded creditor. So now we are going to enter, which means liability increasing. Unrecorded liability is 10,000 rupees. So that 10,000 rupees worthable creditor we are going to enter newly. So we are going to enter 10,000 worthable creditors. So it is a unrecorded liability. Will be entered in debit side of revaluation account, you know, right? The next one, N and G will share the future profits in the ratio of 2:3. N and G are partners, the remaining partners. M is retiring, N and G. Two partners are remaining, N and G. Their new profit and loss sharing ratio, which is their future profit and loss sharing ratio, is 2:3. 2/5, 3/5, isn't it? The next one, goodwill of the firm on M's retirement was at rupees 3 lakh. So when he is retiring 31st March 2016, that day firm's goodwill is, we are valuing goodwill. So existing goodwill is not available here because in asset side they fails to give any goodwill. So no existing goodwill, isn't it? If existing goodwill will be there, that will be written up by all the existing partners, including retiring partner, that you know. But here they are given new goodwill, which is when he is retiring from the partnership firm, that day firm is calculating goodwill amount 3 lakh rupees. What is the share for M? We will calculate M's share on this goodwill amount. That should be compensated by remaining partner as per their gaining ratio. As per their gaining ratio, you have to be very careful about it. Now we are going to calculate gaining ratio for continuing partners. Gaining ratio. Gaining ratio for continuing partners. You know, existing profit and loss sharing ratio for all the three partners, M, N, G, are partners in the firm. They are sharing profit and losses in the ratio of 5:3:2. It is their existing profit and loss sharing ratio. We know very clear about it. And new ratio for continuing partners. Who is retiring? N is retiring. M is retiring from the partnership firm. N and G are continuing partner. Continuing partner. So their new profit and loss sharing ratio is 2:3. 2 is to 3. It's their future profit and loss sharing ratio for partner N and G. Okay. Now we are going to calculate gaining ratio for continuing partners. What is the formula for gaining ratio? New ratio, new profit and loss sharing ratio minus old profit and loss sharing ratio. You know, new profit and loss sharing ratio, in the problem they have given an adjustment. Old profit and loss sharing ratio, they have given the first line of this problem. So now gaining ratio we are going to calculate for partner N. N's new profit and loss sharing ratio is 2 by 5. 3 plus 2, 5. So 2 is his share. 2 by 5 for N, and for partner G, G's new profit and loss sharing ratio is 3 by 5. 3 is his share. 2 plus 3 is equal to 5, isn't it? And old profit and loss sharing ratio they have given here 5 is to 3 is to 2. In this, M is retiring, so continuing partners are N and G. So minus N's proportion is 3 by 5 plus 3 plus 2, 10. Isn't it? So 3 by 10. At the same time for G, G's share of profit is existing share of profit 2 by 10. Isn't it? Okay, now we are going to deduct from new base is 10. So first set we can multiply by 2. So 2 into 2 are 4. 10 common. Minus 3 is equal to 1 by 10. 1 by 10 is the gaining ratio for partner N. Partner N gains 1 by 10. For partner G we are going to calculate now. So base would be 10. And first set we can multiply by 2. 2 into 3 are 6. Minus 2. 4 by 10. 4 by 10 is the gaining ratio for partner G. Isn't it? Now we know very clearly for continuing partners, gaining ratio is 1 is to 4. 1 for N, 4 for G. Isn't it? It is their gaining ratio. Gaining ratio. You know very clearly it is their existing profit and loss sharing ratio. It is their new profit and loss sharing ratio. It is the continuing partners gaining ratio. So existing profit and loss sharing ratio. Existing profit sharing ratio for partner M, N and G is 5 is to 3 is to 2. New profit and loss sharing ratio. New profit sharing ratio for partner, continuing partner N and G. So he is retiring. So N and G is 2 is to 3. 2 is to 3. And the gaining ratio. Gaining ratio for continuing partner is gaining ratio we calculated now only, that is 1 is to 4. 1 is to 4. Isn't it? So now we are going to calculate the goodwill. You know, in the adjustment they have given goodwill is how much? 3 lakh rupees. Goodwill 3 lakh rupees. Valuation of goodwill 3 lakh rupees. When partner M's retire, M retires, that time goodwill they are calculating in the partnership firm. That amount is 3 lakh rupees. So what is the M's share on goodwill? M's share on goodwill existing 5 plus 3 plus 2. So 5 by 10. So 5 by 10 on this 3 lakh rupees is M, isn't it? M's share of goodwill on this 3 lakh. 3 lakh into 5 by 2 plus 3 plus 5 is equal to 10. How much it will be? 1,50,000 rupees. Isn't it? So M's share on goodwill is 1,50,000 rupees. Who going to compensate this 1,50,000 rupees? Usually when a partner is admitting into the partnership firm, or if any one partner retire from the partnership firm, or if any one partner is deceased in the partnership firm, or death of a partner, in this all the situation, goodwill will be compensated by gaining partner to outgoing partner. Isn't it? Gaining partner to outgoing partner. But we will do when a partner is admitting into the partnership firm, that time differently. When who is coming into the partnership firm as a new one, that partner will not bring only capital. Apart from capital money, the new partner will bring some money called goodwill. That goodwill will be distributed to continuing partner who sacrificed favor for a new partner. Isn't it? At the same, it is retirement situation. In this situation, who are gaining partner here. Gaining partners are N and G. So this 1,50,000 rupees going to contributed by N and G to M. M is retaining partner to M, who is going to give N and G. Goodwill of the firm is 3 lakh rupees. In that, 5 by 10 of 3 lakh rupees, 1,50,000 rupees. This 1,50,000 rupees is the share of goodwill for partner M. So who should compensate to whom? Partner N and G should compensate to partner M. So N and G's capital account should be debited and M's capital account should be credited. So how they are going to be debited and credited? With the help of this gaining ratio. So gaining ratio plays vital role here. This 1,50,000 rupees will be compensated by partner N and M. N and G. N and G. Partner N, how much he is going to contribute favor for partner M is 1,50,000 into his gaining ratio is 1 by 5. 1 by 5. 1 by 5 means around 30,000 rupees. 30,000 rupees will be compensated by partner M. At the same time, for partner G is 1,50,000 rupees into gaining ratio for partner G is 4. 4 by 5. How much it will come? Around 1,20,000 rupees will come. So collectively 1,50,000 rupees should be compensated by partner N and G. Isn't it? They are gaining partners.